Hey man, Angad, this is the sixth episode, dude. What's up?
Dennis, it's been a super exciting week for me. At the same time, I'm so happy that we are doing this ritual for straight 6 weeks. And we have been doing this podcast with such a good range of topics. And I'm so pumped up for this one topic. Yeah,
Yeah, let's hit it, man. Shall I play the cue music?
go ahead.
Billboard 86 podcast.
Actually, I'll tell you what, Dennis. When I say that I was super pumped for this episode to come in, it's really close to my heart. Just like you said, it's a really deep topic. At the same time, there's so many people involved. When I come to think of this one subject to go about.
Yeah.
So many people that have come in my life, that have stayed in my life, and unfortunately, have also left a footprint when they went away. But then, same time, I really can't thank enough to all those people out there that impacted me or helped me shape myself.
So people come and go like a revolving door. You remember the song,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, but it's like it's people actually.
Mhm.
Office, childhood, gully, compound, building, society, travel friends, train friends, college friends,
Bunk,
best man.
bunking friends.
Bunking friends, throwing the bag outside the window, somebody catching it, you jumping outside the window, bunking midway through the class, church friends. So there are so many type of so many colleagues is the new word that people come up with when it's office and all. And there are now what do you say, Facebook friends, social friends, which
Social
are
friends,
only
yeah.
social. Like yeah,
Probably
yeah.
never meet up. You probably never even meet up in the real life, but they are still a part of your life.
Yeah, there is only one person who I'm in touch with socially. So that's it. So they come, there they come, and some come and some go, and some stay forever. Like writing. Brooks was here, so was Red. You remember that from Shawshank Redemption?
Shawshank.
And yeah, so it's like that. It's written inside your heart. Like they come. It's if they're coming through the revolving door. Some come in. They write. Brooks was here, and so was Red, and it's gonna remain there forever.
True.
And it's not gonna go away. So that's how it is. I would really like to talk about a few people. I would huge shout out to you, Angad. Like you've been there since my younger days. I had a friend called as Raju before you, but I don't know. I lost touch with him completely because I kept changing houses, and there was no system called as mobile phone, and I never really found him on any social media site. I did not, because we somehow lost everything in between the touch. And then after that, it was you, Angad, and I never really made so many friends in school because I hated my school. And then there was junior college. I had a friend called Marshall. We were really through thick and thin. And then I was growing to that phase. My sister, Priya, she was a really great friend to me. I would really want to thank her for all those things. I had a friend called as Eddie. She's been really impactful in my life. She moved me through the right career direction, and from there, Nilesh took on, and he pulled me out. And what do you say? I could never really thank him enough. I don't know if he even knows how he has impacted me. Uh, but he's been a huge impact in my career. I would say on his back I rode, and we worked together, and then he absconded from that place. He did what nobody does. He absconded. Like we both were tired of that job, but he had the nerves to abscond. Like I didn't have so much audacity. Like I was really scared.
Just get up and leave,
So
right?
I just
What you
get up
mean
and
by
leave.
absconding? And they said, oh, oh.
Yeah, just get up and leave. Yeah. So he's like, one day he didn't turn up. He's like, I'm not gonna come back. So, and we were really young, so we could afford to do that. So he left, and I continued. Then he got another job. Then we had a separate parallel paradigms and parallel tracks going together, but we met over weekends and we bonded on food, music festivals, and we used to hunt for food, like staying in Navi Mumbai and going to different places, like in Mumbai, hunting for places on websites, Google. And that time when we were doing that, like Zomato was not really Zomato. There was one more app. I forgot the name of the app also. So we were searching for things online, and we were going to places. We have to take a visa to go to Mumbai. So the
To be
visa is
fair,
given by
actually,
our father.
there's a huge gap between Navi Mumbai and Mumbai. So that's fair what you're saying. You probably need a
Yeah.
visa.
Yeah, visa from our dad, approved from our dad, dude. Like,
Oh,
dad was, so dad like, yeah, this is the stamp. Now you can go. And the visa came when I got the bike in college.
ah.
So that's when we started moving to different places when we want, how we want, and all those things, and doing all Joel for putting petrol in the bike. So yeah, man, that's my rant. Now it's your time.
No, actually, I would still tell you that when you talk about friends and then you talk about the crazy people that you had crazy stuff with, crazy fun with, it doesn't stop. It can easily go for another 15 hours. And mind you, if that person is right in front of you and then you're reminiscing all the stuff that you did together,
Yeah,
even 24 hours non-stop talk is not going to cut it. So I
yeah,
completely understand that you were going overboard, but then that's the thing about friendship. And
yeah,
when the friends are right, everything just comes along. So that's the beauty of
yeah,
it, I think. Right.
yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yes. Thank you for asking. I thought I'll never get to talk. So
Oh, that was not sarcastic.
yeah. I mean, for me, first of all, there's a friend of mine who I know from kindergarten because he was from the same
Yeah.
school, and we just
Yeah.
happened to not talk too mumuch while I was growing because I was a very inert guy, inert boy, stupid.
Introvert.
Yeah, a very introvert, a desperate introvert. Like who's probably never going out in the world. That kind of a person. And then when I was in the ninth grade, I just happened to find this friend of mine on a bicycle when I was riding my
Mm-hmm.
bicycle, and we were both going in the opposite directions. And I'm like, "Oh my God, too!" And he's like, "Oh, my too." We clicked off, and then we just started to hang out on the weekends at his home, sometimes at my home. And at that time, I was staying in Varuna, Sector 4.
Yeah.
So at that time, he was also staying next to next to the compound, in one of the compounds. I can't remember the name, but then it just happened so that we would spend a lot of time talking nonsense, complete utter crap, so, for so many hours. And further to it, we I passed out of the 10th grade, he as well, and I was not there with him in my junior college, but then we were always in touch with each other because neighbors, and then such a huge friendship. So I'm just talking about here. I'm 34 years old and probably know this guy for the last 30 years. So
Mm.
that's the kind of bond I have with him. His name is Himanshu, and as a matter of fact, what happened later on is we ended up spending a lot of time while you were exploring Mumbai. We were just exploring our own small. How do I say this? There was always a lot to talk about, and there was nothing that we would not talk about. So we would go on and on, just sitting right outside his home on a slab, a makeshift chair or a park bench or something. But we would just sit there and we would talk for hours and hours together. And we would just talk about anything and everything possible. So we were talking about girls, we were talking about music, we were talking about games, we were just talking everything else, and even about life. And I'll tell you something, I have had the most profound discussions about life with him. So that's the kind of a person, and that's the kind of a friend that he has been there for me. And I can't thank him enough for so many times that he has been there for me. So that's
Yeah.
one friend of mine, and the second friend is Prasad, and we call him Titu. It's his nickname, and it just so happened that when I was doing my graduation from a college in Mumbai. I was not the brightest kid. I was having a tough time
Yeah.
no, adjusting to the new environment because there's a huge disparity between the Navi Mumbai and the Mumbai people. No offense, but
Yeah.
it's Mumbai is more flamboyant. They are more
Yeah.
splurging kind of a people, and then they don't care about many things, and that being someone being introvert. So I had a tough time. I had a rough time just adjusting to the kind of people I wanted to hang out with, because graduation is some part of your life where you are actually getting to know the personality within you. And at that time, it's very
Yeah.
important that you explore this personality. You find the different facets of your personality with a cool friend that's non-judging you, that's not very mental of you. They're just there. They listen to all the nonsense, and while you're exploring your personality, they're exploring theirs with you. That kind of a friend Prasad has been. And it so happened that at one point in time, I'm having zero friends in college, and he was the first one to come by and say, "Dude," without saying this, but he said that we are in the same boat and let's sail together. So that's the kind of a
Mm.
friend he has been. So there are friends who are actually there on your first job, and sometimes they are there to actually help you through the first job also. Sometimes they are the ones that are your best man at your wedding, giving his
Yeah.
honest 2 cents on anything that you ask them, because friends don't really
Yeah.
have anything to lose. All other relationships
Yeah.
have certain expectations from you, but friendship is something that it doesn't really expect a lot out of you. It's just being there,
Yeah.
you being there for your friend and
Yeah.
your friend being there. Friendship is something that is more than $1 million for me, and I'm fortunate enough that these two
Yeah.
people have been through the thick and thin, just like you had. um huge shout out, huge
Yeah.
shout out to these two, actually.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. It's good to hear that we went cold in between. Then we got back recently. You did not show up at my wedding. I was not. I was
Yeah.
extremely happy when you did not come. I was over the moon. And talking about the million dollar thing, uh, I actually did not value friendship until I lost my best friend to my misbehavior, or my, what do you say, having a blinder to my eye and focusing on my career. So one advice I would give is friends are more important. And just a quote from Proverbs is that a man who has a friend must himself be friendly, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And I know Nilesh has been there for me, but I was not. So I publicly asked him to forgive me completely. I really love him as a friend, but you know, we are talking, but it's gonna take time. That's how it is.
I think that this episode which we are doing right now, it was actually a shout out for all the people that we value. It's not that I wanted to convey
Yeah,
this out. Just like you said that there is a message out in this podcast, in this episode, that for the
yeah,
people that are associated or very close to us as friends, actually. As a matter of fact, they are friends. We need to make sure that we don't lose them along the way with our silly mistakes. But then at the same time, I'll tell you
yeah,
that if we are just honest to God, things just come along. We all we have to do is keep our
yeah,
cast our doubts and second guesses aside,
yeah,
and we just move ahead and do our part.
yeah,
If that comes through,
yeah,
if that it's basically, if that light comes through, your whole the backyard is now lit up. How do I say? That's a natural relationship that just comes along when two people just sit together for the first time. They don't know each other.
yeah,
There's no blood
yeah,
relation. There is no forced
yeah,
relationship either.
yeah,
And no, we're just talking
yeah,
and it's like, oh, you play Mortal Kombat? Yeah, I do play Mortal Kombat. Oh, who's your favorite character? And that's how things just jump
yeah,
upon.
yep,
So you just
yep,
hop on this bus together with your friend and then you just go places. So
yep. You're right, dude. Like, you put it perfectly, dude. Like, I love your analogy over here. I love it. I love it. It's like that. That's how it starts. It doesn't start with an intention, but it then
Yes.
gets a meaning later. And so yeah, that's how